We'll discuss now what is a client and what is the server. So this is my channel details. Subscribe to get more videos. So let's start. So this is the it's a diagram of a client server model. Like if you see like a PC, smartphones, laptop, and even there is a picture of a server. So on this session we will know how we are accessing that any websites or a web page, okay, over internet from your computers or your smartphones, even computer means laptop and desktop. And what is, we'll discuss what is client and server and what is the request response flow in that client server structure. So client is a device like a mobile computer or laptop, which is actually giving us access to the services which is exposed by the servers. So server is a computer, it is also a computer or a system which is generally provides resources, data, even services and program to other computers. So as example, simple example is a application server and a database server. So application server is nothing but when any website is developed, it is developed in two parts. One is the front end portion, which can be deployed in the application servers, and there is the back end which we can deploy in the back end server or database server. So normally any server, it can process the request from multiple clients. So there is a benefit why we are with client server model approach. So if we check further on this, so if you take example of a Facebook, so Facebook is designed, it has so many pages and all, so that will be developed in a proper project, in a separate project, and which we can deploy as a websites in that application server. But if you want to separate out the database from that server, the database will be deployed in that database server, where this application server has a direct interactions with the database server. So these database servers and application server together, it's signifying a website, like you are accessing www.facebook.com. So generally what happens when you are browse any www.facebook.com from your browser, a request actually initiate, which is this URL basically exposed by the servers, web servers or application servers. So when you are as a client, we are putting a request to the server. I suppose you are want to log in into Facebook, you are putting username and password. So as already discussed, database is separately maintaining in the database server. So once received the request, server will check the details from the database server. So once it verifies the data and all, so it will create a response for the particular request, and that request will be sent to the client. So how they will know which client they need to send what? So for that I will discuss more on this. So as we already know in the previous slides, that server can handle multiple requests. So there might be a possibility that server can send a wrong response to a irrelevant client. So how server it manage it? So if we know, like every client, say whether it is a computer, laptop, it have a IP address. So whenever any uh, request coming from any device or smartphones, that IP address is actually stored in the server. Okay, so by IP address only server understand this is the IP address this request came, so this particular response should go to that particular IP address only. So that is the how it manage multiple requests and provide the response. So this is that normal request response flow, how a application is deployed in servers, and how as a client like a mobile or a smartphone we are able to uh, see the corresponding access the corresponding websites and all. But so in a mobile we can directly install a Facebook app. So Facebook app is also is nothing but it is a mobile app which is installed as a client in your system. So that scenario it is not deployed in the web application, is not deployed there. So your mobile app is directly connecting to your service like data service or validation services. But if you think of you are opening a Facebook in a desktop where you are not installing any mobile app for this Facebook, so that scenario is like this Facebook application is deployed in this application server, and through mobile browser you are opening the you are putting a request to this www.facebook.com first. So that time it is actually reaching to this servers, and corresponding index page is opening for you to log in. So the same things we just now discussed. So I think this we understand how we are able to, how these websites are deployed and how everything is working. So between we have a network. Without network this is not possible. So let's summarize it again. So client is a device which can access the services provided by the servers, here PC, smartphone or laptop. Where servers are used to provide the services and all. So thanks for watching.